The Brisbane Roar is currently enjoying a great run of form. They're sitting at top of the table. Joining us now, I'm delighted to say, is the Roar coach, Ange. Ange, thanks for joining us. So just before we get on to the Roar, what are your thoughts and what we've been discussing in the studio on that controversial decision over the weekend for Sydney?
Yeah, look, I agree a little bit with the guys in there. Obviously, Bridgie will feel it more than any one of us because when it affects your own team, you can't be really philosophical about it. But, you know, over the course of a season, I think most of us will agree that these kind of things tend to even up most of the time. Usually they go against you when you most need them, obviously. In Newcastle, I think it did cost them a little bit on the weekend. But, look, I'm not a fan of video technology, but I think it's inevitable. It will come in at some stage. But, you know, those kind of decisions, 99 times out of 100, the referees get them right, so I guess you just accept them and move on.
And let's talk about your team now. They really put things together over the weekend against Adelaide. Your best performance of the season?
Oh, look, I think we've been pretty good all year, to be fair. I think in terms of performances, we've been pretty consistent, but I think we've been improving slightly every week. Certainly in the front third now, we're probably putting away chances that we weren't earlier in the year, and I think Saturday night's performance, probably due to the circumstances more than anything else, the fact that we're down to 10 men, you know, against a very good side, you know, probably made it our best performance. But I think, you know, we've been pretty consistent.
And obviously you came in last year, middle of the season. What's the difference now this season? I agree with you that you weren't scoring goals, and now you seem to have fixed that problem. Where do you go from here, and what's been the biggest change that you've noticed?
Oh, I don't know about fixing that problem, Driller. I mean, that's, you know, football's a funny game. You can always work on things, and depending on the opposition you come against and the circumstances. But I just think the players are getting a little bit more understanding in that front third. I mean, it's the hardest part of our game, obviously, to conquer. And we've got a lot of new players this year, and, you know, I think now we're just sort of understanding the kind of football we can play. And, you know, obviously confidence is a big thing too. Once you get a few results, the players feel good about themselves. And, yeah, the last two games in particular, you know, we've scored some good goals.
And just stay there for a moment, if you would. Driller, Perth's horror season continues. What have they got to try and do to turn it around?
Well, Ange just pointed out confidence is a massive thing, and when you're losing so many games and you haven't picked up points, you're not scoring goals, like Perth are really struggling to score goals. So they are lacking in confidence big time, and it's very hard to turn around. You need things to start going your way, and very often, Bridgie would know this as well, when things are going wrong, they just seem to snowball, and unfortunately for Perth, they just don't see any light at the moment.
No, and I mean, obviously Ange had this situation up at Brisbane when they had a big clean-out. Maybe Perth have got to go back to the drawing board and have a look at what is actually going on behind the scenes and sort things out to get them back on track.
Ange, Michael mentions that Brisbane were in a similar position last year. Without telling Ian Ferguson exactly what to do, give us your opinion on how the club as a whole could turn it around.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one, and I guess no two situations are the same. I mean, my circumstances when I came in last year, I just, you know, before I even took the job, I kind of made it clear to the owners and management that, you know, I wanted to change things and do things a certain way, and that meant maybe sacrificing last year a little bit. Now, you know, I don't know, Ian, what circumstances he's taken over, and I still think, you know, they've got some quality players there, and with so much of the season to go, you know, in our competition, if you make finals, I mean, Bridgie will tell you from Newcastle last year, I mean, they turned it around fantastic and were a force in the finals. Perth have got a chance to do that. So, you know, it's a tough one to call from the outside, but I think every coach probably has got an idea in his head about what he wants to do. It's whether you've got the time to do it or not.
Absolutely. And thanks very much for joining us here on World Football News. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Good on you guys, thanks.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Adelaide United's future seems assured thanks to a revolutionary new ownership structure. A local consortium led by businessman Robert Gerrard has bought the licence for the next 10 years. Gerrard is club patron of the AFL's Adelaide Crows, the South Australian Jockey Club and the SANFL's North Adelaide Football Club. He's adamant code-sharing is the way forward.
It's another first for South Australia, and I think it might make this thing a little different, and we might be able to make the admin run a little differently and get our noses well in front for a change and not have the same pressures that have been on people in the past.
Sam Ciccarello has stood down after 4 years as CEO and will take a job with the FFA. Glenn Elliott will become the new CEO at both the Reds and North Adelaide SANFL club. It's a mouthful, isn't it?